Where has he been? It's been 10 days, is what no one is asking. We are back. Blood box session number 9. I am back. I had to take a quick pit stop in life. What is a pit stop, you might say? A pit stop is, well, what I call a pit stop is something that you have let slip, a standard that you have let slip in your life. You know, it can be very minor, and it's something that, you know, you can put off for quite a long time, and that you can go throughout your day-to-day life by not addressing this pit stop that is needed. And it can linger in your mind, but you know full well day by day that it is needed, but you just can't find the time to do it. So don't be afraid of taking a pit stop, no matter what the area it is or what it involves, you know, whether it's sorting something out mentally, something financial, something physical. You know, all of us have to take pit stops in life. It's just one of those things that you have to address to be able to move forward, because otherwise it will just stagnate you and you won't move anywhere. You will just stay at the same level until you address this certain thing and come to terms with yourself that you need to pit stop. You need to take a break and stop and assess whatever it is, why you need to take this pit stop, and act on it. Because if you don't act on it, then, like I said, day by day you will just go throughout whatever you're supposed to be doing, and you know that in the back of your mind that the thing that you're supposed to be doing, you're not, and it will hold you back from everything else that you do and have an impact on that as well, because the thing that you need to pit stop for isn't being acted on. You know, like I said, whether it's mental, physical, financial, just certain things that you need to kind of put a pause on other things and able to maximize your focus on the thing that you need to pit stop for, and just complete it with 100% efficiency and give yourself 100% clarity on what it was, why you needed to stop whatever else you was doing to focus on that thing and bring it back up to your standards. Because there are a lot of things that just slip throughout day-to-day life. It happens. It's a case of prioritizing different things, and it is hard in life to build a portfolio of priorities where they all align and they all match and you have everything in uniform. That is extremely hard, and sometimes you just need to put a hold on these things. You know, it's a case of thinking, okay, I need to pit stop for this. What am I exceeding at right now? What can I put on hold to pit stop and help this other thing that I've got, this underlying issue? Because if I stop this thing right here to help this, the thing that I've stopped isn't going to take much of a hit. You know, it's going to benefit in the long term because I'm going to help whatever I need to help down here to bring it back up to those standards. And that is something that I have experienced, and that I think a lot of people are generally scared to do that, because they feel like if they take a pit stop, then they're going to be behind. They're going to stop what they're doing. But in reality, it works as like a catapult effect. As long as it's something that will perpetuate you to success and to your goals, there's no point just letting it sit and not acting on it, you know, because a lot of these things are a case of adding fuel to the fire. You know, a pit stop is exactly like the saying of, you have to chop the logs first to be able to add them to the fire. You know, that's what a pit stop is. You have to be able to break these things down in order to be able to utilize them to perpetuate you to your success and to your goals. You know, you can't just do everything all at once and have it all, you know, perfect like you need it. No, sometimes you need to stop and organize those things, you know, chop those logs, get them all ready before you can add them to the fire and keep that fire burning, you know, because sooner or later, before you stop acting on these pit stops and the things that you need to bring back up to your standards, that fire is just going to slowly burn out, you know, and it's just going to become a bunch of burnt embers on the floor. There's going to be no flame, no excitement in your life, in your brain, no excitement behind your goals and what you're trying to achieve, because you didn't take the time to have a pit stop and assess the situation, assess what is stagnating, and act on it. It's like one of those things that everybody's great at the thing that they're good at, but how good are you at the thing that you don't want to do, or the thing that you're not good at? That's where you build up that's where you build up the best portfolio of yourself, when you focus on the things that you struggle at, that you find hard. But yeah, it's just important that you are able to realise these things and be aware of things that you have let slip, whether it's intentionally or unintentionally. Shit happens, things slip, things drop below our standards, but it's just important that you recognise them and you understand why and how. But yeah, don't be afraid to take a pit stop. It will all work out in the end. Yeah, today is session number 9, and I'll be hitting back, just back. I feel like I always say that because I don't really pair back with any other muscle groups, because A, it's one of my lacking body parts and I just want to solely focus on that in one session, and B, it's quite a taxing muscle group, it's quite a taxing session, you know, because you can put biceps with it, but you get a lot of pulling action in your biceps already, so I feel like they're just pre-fatigued training biceps after back, and it's just a lot to focus on in one session, because the back is so big and so many individual muscles that you need to hit, that it's quite taxing to just hit something after it. I mean, it depends on how hard you train, but I like to hit back pretty hard. So yeah, but yeah, I'm just going to warm up. I'm not going to do a lot of talking at the start, you know, majority of my talking happens sometimes mid-set or after the workout. So I'm just going to crack straight on with it. I'll start warming up, and I'll probably start out with barbell rows, some form of row, heavy row. Hit the back hard first. That's always the way to go, and then progress on to some other things, maybe dumbbell rows. It's just going to be a whole load of rows because I have nothing to do. Pullovers, pull downs, none of that shit in here. It's just free weights, and that is it. So yeah, I'll warm up, crack on, and I guess we'll see what I end up doing. So let's get straight into it. Good first set. Oh, that was a perfect set back. Oh, fuck. I swear, after you come back from a break from training, your first session or the first couple of sessions always feel the best, you know? You pick a fucking movement, doesn't matter what movement, and it just fucking works. You know, I've recently come to the conclusion that I've been sleeping on my rest to recovery, my rest to training ratio. You know, since my whole pit stop thing, and taking time to assess a few situations and coming back to training. When it comes to having those sessions, you are 100% ready, mentally and physically. And by taking a break from training or just lowering your rate of training days in a week and resting more really boosts that recovery, and it makes you mentally and physically prepared 110% for every session that you enter. And I feel like that is the way I'm going to approach my training from now on, or just in the near future, and just see how it works for me. Coming in. Let's go again. Oh. 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 Oh yeah, there's something to be said about building muscle and all this and that, but putting your mind in that space to use the sheer male brute force to move a weight, you know, it makes you feel a certain type of way. And I feel like it's something a lot of males miss out on, is finding the power that you're capable of, the strength that your body is capable of. I don't know how you can be a male and go throughout life without wanting to see your true potential, you know, not just in the gym. You might not even realise it, but there's just potential that is you can't even fathom with certain things. And I don't see why you would not want to explore these things and see what you're truly capable of. You know, it's just, the gym is the basic human form of the height of human capability. You know, how far can you push your body? How much weight can you lift? How truly great can you make yourself physically, mentally? How great can you be in every aspect? You know, why would you not want to see that? I feel like us, like as people, you have these characters that you build and that you can foresee, and so many people just don't unlock their next character because they won't do the next thing that it takes to unlock that character. They'll skip that mission because it's too hard, but that is the mission it takes to unlock that next character inside of you. And I just don't see why you wouldn't take on these missions, on these challenges, to unlock your next character, because all it is an amount of determination and mental fortitude to get you there. That's all it is. It's not a case of it being impossible and untouchable, something that cannot be completed. That is a myth. You know, we all have these characters and we can all unlock them. It just depends how great the task is to get there, to unlock that next character and level up in life, in physical, mental and spiritual ways. So don't sleep on your capabilities, you know. Think about that next character that you can foresee and what that person looks like, how they act, what decisions they make, and try your damn best to get there to unlock that character, because it's waiting. You know, it doesn't just disappear, it's waiting, and either you unlock it or you don't. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Woo! That was better. Good squeeze. Good stretch. Let's do it all over again. One more, and then we'll call it a day. Oh, fucking hell. Just shit my pants. Almost thought I was going through that glass door. That was funny. Never cease to amaze myself. Session 9 complete. First session back after my quote-unquote pit stop. Never felt better. I mean, during that pit stop I did have a lot of physio work done, a lot of muscle rehab sessions, muscle therapy sessions, cupping, the whole shebang. So I feel like I did need that, and it was necessary, and quite literally has projected me forward by stopping lifting. Who would have fucking thought? So feel amazing. Going to continue with the frequency of my sessions. Hopefully that will allow me to produce more content, boost up my posting, and keep this ball rolling, really, because the more I lift, the less time I have to edit these videos and edit this content and get stuff out. So I feel like it's going to work very well with my work-life balance. So yeah, great session nonetheless. Feel amazing. Yeah, let me just tidy this up and then we'll hit up a little recap and discuss some more about what I mentioned before I started the session. Let's get to it. Right. Clean space, clean mind, like we always say. Let's get back to talking about what I was saying before I started the session about pit stopping and quote unquote doing the things that you don't necessarily want to do or that you don't have time to, right? There's a lot of people that will avoid doing certain things because they don't like the idea of it or they don't want to do it. It isn't something that they think of and go, that is what I want to do. I should do that. But they don't, because their brain is telling them that they don't want to do it. Now there's something very, very interesting that I'd learned the other day, which is scientific backed information. It is real and it is scientifically proven that there is a part of your brain that grows, it physically grows when you do something that you do not want to do. There is a part of your brain that grows when you do something that you do not want to do. Now, I don't know the name of that part of the brain. I'm not a neuroscientist, go and look at Andrew Huberman. That's where I found this information from. I just thought that explains so much about my personality and people that I have a likewise relationship towards. That it is quite literally a group of people that want to grow that part of their brain. I'm all for growing things. The gym, I love growing muscle. Anything else, I love growing my mindset. I love growing things and building things from scratch and watching something grow and manifest into what I can make it. And I feel like that information there makes everything fit together. It's the missing piece to that puzzle as to why the fuck I am so motivated, or why the fuck you are so motivated, why you do the things that you hate the most, and why you find pleasure in doing these things that you fucking hate. Why do you feel so good after you do something that you don't want to fucking do? Because there is a part of your brain that grows after you do that thing that you don't want to do. And I found that so interesting and so fitting to why we do the stuff that we don't want to do, why it makes us feel so good, why it perpetuates us towards our success and makes those things that we do want to do even easier. And there is the nitty-gritty of it, and the rabbit hole does go deeper, but it is a fine line between finding something or knowing and observing something that you don't want to do, and in relation to something that you do want to do. It's a very grey area, because you can link it to all sorts of things, like the gym, right? Even though I'm doing hard sets, hard reps, I'm really pushing myself physically and mentally, I like it, I enjoy it. So by me doing this, that part of my brain does not grow because I enjoy this. This is what I like doing. A lot of people don't understand it. Why do you do that? Why do you push yourself so hard? Because I enjoy doing it. But doing this isn't going to grow that part of my brain. What does grow it is doing stuff that I don't want to do. When you're under discomfort, then you realise that you don't want to do something. When you're uncomfortable, those are the things that make that part of your brain grow. The sheer uncomfortability of a task that you have to complete, that your brain doesn't like, that you don't like, are the things that make that part of your brain grow. So as often as you can be honest with yourself, and when a task comes your way, or something that deep down you don't want to do it, or it's a daily thing that you have to keep reassessing, just know that every time you make that decision to do the thing that you don't want to do, there is a reward after. It's not just a feeling, it is an actual physical growth in your brain that happens after you do that thing. So hopefully that can be used as some sort of motivation to you and use that information as a scientific proof of why you should do the things that you don't want to do. But yeah, I just found that really interesting, and I found that linked really well with having a pit stop and assessing those things that have dropped your standards and that you don't want to do and that you're constantly putting off. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say on that topic. I love coming up with these things and discussing them. It allows me to elaborate on my thoughts. Everything that I say on here is things that I've thought or that I've learned. And like I said, if I don't speak it or write it down, it will just get tossed in the back of my mind and disintegrated and burnt. So I feel like this is a good documentation of my thoughts and just general life advice that I need to take myself. So yeah, I think that's it. Session 9 is a wrap. Very good session. First session back. Feeling good. Session 9, good one. Nothing left to say. I'm done. Session's done. I'll see you in the next one. That's it.